Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Now, word on the street is, now look, I haven't confirmed this, but I hear everybody I've had a couple people call into the show, men who broke down what they believe Claressa's contract to be with Win Records, Dimitri Salita, but in particular with Win Records, and they believe it to be a 360 deal. One thing we do know is that she has an obligation to make music. Now, all the ins and outs of the contract, I haven't read it, so I can't intelligently speak to it, but I do know that she has an obligation to produce music. And it sounds like she wants to do that. But I'm just saying this. I've listened to Claressa rap. She can do what she wants. I believe in expressing yourself. I, in particular, enjoy creative writing. I have a lot of things that I've written. I've never published anything. I have a couple books that I'm working on. I just need to take my lazy ass and finish them. But I just think when you're one of boxing's most accomplished champions, and I'm trying to imagine someone like Claressa stepping into an entirely different arena. This whole rap thing, I mean, that just ain't the answer, all right? You know what I'm saying? She can do what she wants. But for me, it ain't my cup of tea. Now, I know there's some GWOATies running around here that get up in the morning, don't floss and brush their teeth, wash their face, wash their ass, they get their Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and they press play. Yeah, GWOAT, GWOAT, man, please. And they got Claressa bumping all throughout the house and shit, and a portable speaker. But to think that Claressa seems to have this, I don't know if it's an obsession or infatuation with Remy, that if she were to try to have a rap battle or compete and drop a record or drop an album right after, because Remy's dropping an album really soon. She said she got enough material to drop 2 albums. So I'm just trying to imagine if Claressa decides, well, I'm going to drop my album too. And all of a sudden now, she thinks she can get into a rap battle against one of hip-hop's most respected lyricists, Remy Ma. And if they did have a rap battle, it'd be called Battle of the Clones, because I'm pretty sure Remy would come out there looking nice, and she'd be shocked because Claressa would come out looking just like her. Remy would be like, hold on, what is this? And Claressa would be like, man, please, I can do whatever you do, much better. Pap loves me. And Pap would be in the back somewhere like, oh, Lord have mercy, I told her don't wear that shit. And we'd be scratching our heads trying to understand. But I guess it's just a hypothetical discussion where I'm trying to explore what could happen if Claressa and Remy faced off on the microphone instead of the boxing ring. And then also I flipped the scenario and asked, what would happen if Remy entered the boxing ring with Shields? The boxing ring with Shields. Now, this is the thing. You got 2 different arenas here. Now, I know there are some people who feel Claressa can rap. They feel that Claressa, whatever she puts her mind to, she can do it. They say, hey, Hood, the champ went out there, she won 2 gold medals. Who would have thought she would have been able to accomplish that, just knowing her background, all the struggles she had? And I will say, she overcame a lot. She overcame a lot. And for that, we all commend her, we respect her, we praise her. She went through a lot, okay? But every profession has its own version of greatness. And with Claressa, when it comes to boxing, she's built her reputation through years of doing the business in the ring with these bing bings. Remy Ma built hers through the years of writing, recording, performing, and competing as an MC with the microphone. So to think Claressa could enter Remy's arena and Remy could enter into Claressa's arena, I'll just say this. Both of them have reached very high levels in their respected arenas, but the disciplines are totally different. It's almost like just stay where you belong. You know what I'm saying? Boxing doesn't automatically translate to rap. I know a lot of rappers, they want to be boxers, they want to be athletes. A lot of athletes, boxers included, want to be rappers. But great competitors often believe they can succeed in multiple fields. That's why Clarissa is out here. She got multiple pokers in the fire. Ain't nothing really heated up, in my opinion. The only thing that stayed pretty hot for her is this boxing, and that shit kind of cooling off because of her attitude. Attitude. But I'm just telling you, this thing that she could come out here and do all these different things, she should be ambitious. But, maybe she'll prove when it comes to doing certain things that, hey, she was right. She can do it. But I'm telling you, she may realize that shit, all these damn skills in boxing is not transferring over to these other areas. And I just think getting into a rap battle with somebody like Remy, that's not judged by punching power. You know what I'm saying? It's judged by things that Clarissa would really have to take a long time to work on. And it's not even about what she's putting out. Like, you got to have the brain for that, the wordplay for that, the creativity for that. You can't just be out here talking Dr. Seuss shit. Because look, I'm a hip. I don't this new school shit. I don't know nothing about it. Nothing. I don't know nothing. I ain't seen nothing. I had nothing from nothing. Leave nothing. I'm old school, man. You know what I'm saying? I know what lyricists are. I know when I hear some shit. There's only one guy here who's kind of he's still bubbling right now. But you see that goddamn Little Wayne? He ain't the Big Daddy Kane. He ain't the goddamn Rakim. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the Cool G Raps and shit. He ain't the Gangstar and all them dudes. But that goddamn Little Wayne, he say some shit that had me sometimes like, whoa, what'd he say? Papoose have lyrics too, but that, and Jay-Z's good, but nah. That Lil Wayne say some shit. And I'll be like, yo, that little dude, his pen is crazy. But at the end of the day, this whole thing about rapping in a rap battle, that shit's judged on lyricism, timing, crowd control, wordplay, presence, composure, improvisation, delivery. Let me tell you something. Clarissa ain't messing with that shit. Ain't messing with that. So all y'all out here who are hyping up Clarissa to just do a rap battle with Remy, to that I say, in the most respectful way, hey, yo, you McNicholas, hold your horses, stop taking it to the stupid. That shit requires different muscles than boxing requires. You know what I mean? You got to have this right here going at all times in a rap battle. You got to be sharp, creative, you got to have an imagination, and you got to be able to put that into words real time. Now, the reverse is also true. If they were to reverse the challenge, and all of a sudden you got, Remy stepping into a boxing ring with Clarissa. And it's for anybody getting in a boxing ring with Clarissa. There's a lot of guys. You get in a boxing ring with Clarissa Shields, it would be a very enormous challenge because Clarissa has spent decades mastering a specialized sport. So the point is pretty simple. Every craft deserves respect, and fans need to stop hyping up the bullshit. Because I'll tell you this, Remy ain't thinking about no damn boxing, Clarissa. Clarissa may be thinking about doing a rap battle with Remy. Clarissa always thinking about something. But one thing's for sure, it does seem that she has, I don't know what would make a person be that way. I don't know, like she watches Remy and almost like she wants to be like her. And I know what the women are gonna say. I'm not even gonna mention it, but I know y'all will be in the comments. I know what the women are gonna say. But for me as a man watching, I just don't get it. I mean, why you want to cross into somebody else's world? Personal world, family world, professional world. I mean, why you want to go there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the psychology of crossing into someone else's world? But maybe it has something to do with just being a competitor, man. Elite competitors often have tremendous confidence, and maybe that's what we're seeing. And that confidence helps people become champions. But for me, I think confidence, with the kind of confidence Clarissa has, it can tempt her to test herself in an unfamiliar arena. And depending on the arena, it could lead to memorable success, but it could create a serious setback that follows them for years. And if she goes out there, I mean, she already tried to do the, I forgot what it's called, like the obstacle course. She already tried to do that obstacle course. And look, she realized that I'm an athlete. I have tremendous confidence, but it just didn't translate to a top-notch performance to get a victory. Then that obstacle course is no joke. But again, totally different arena. It wasn't no boxing ring. All those athletes who kicked her ass in that course, Claressa would whip their ass in the boxing ring. But what happened with that obstacle course where she failed to get through it, it created a major setback for her, and it's going to keep haunting her for years because there are still people who bring it up. But the reason they bring it up is because Clarissa's just out here going viral for all the wrong reasons because she's chose to be a villain. But if she were to ever do anything, like ever respond to Remy or try to drop an album and mention Remy or push for a rap battle, I mean, it's too much goddamn, it's too much content there. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of criteria. There's a whole lot there for Remy to just play with it, enjoy, and just come in there and really drive Claressa. She was crazy. So I would hope she would never do that. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand when people have these conversations and from doing the lives, I listen to everybody. It seems like the public, they love crossovers. Fans love crossover events. They love unpredictability. They love drama. You know what I'm saying? There'd be all kind of questions that would dominate social media, man. You know, is Big GWOAT gonna dominate the crowd? Is she gonna handle the pressure? Is she gonna be able to adapt? Is Papoose gonna write her rhymes? Or is she gonna be able to remember her shit? You know, is she gonna be able to shock us? Then the other people be like, this right here is gonna be death by 16 bars. They say the first line Remy drops and the shit's over. They say Remy just shows up and it's over. She don't even have to say nothing. As soon as Claressa starts with that man please and all that shit, that Dr. Seuss rhyming shit, they say the crowd will boo her. The crowd will boo her, and Claressa probably try to get super aggressive and fight because she would try to take it back to an arena to where she's stronger. But then they say the whole thing can get ugly because one thing for sure, they say Papoose ain't gonna let nothing get nasty. But this is all a hypothetical conversation. I just got a kick out of it because people were talking about Claressa in a rap battle and her releasing a record since releasing an album since Remy's releasing an album. And I'm like, let me tell you something, man. That shit would never happen. But if we're talking hypotheticals, I tell you what, the conversation itself would likely become almost as important as the event because I'm pretty sure 90, even the Claressa Shields fans, even y'all got to say that that would be a horrible idea. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at what's at stake for Claressa. You know, if she were to participate in a rap battle with Remy, the outcome would further just, influence how her public image is being discussed. Matter of fact, we're talking about it now and people are cringing. Just the idea of her even thinking that would be a good idea. You know what I'm saying? But as part of her branding, maybe Claressa would try to pull something like now. Remy would never do it. I already know that she'll never do that shit. That shit's so beneath her, man. She wouldn't do it. But maybe Claressa and her team, because them dudes, they seem like they'll do anything, man. Maybe they're like, we can reach a new audience. We can expand her brand. Maybe we can show another side of her personality. We can show them that she takes this serious, just as serious as she takes her boxing. But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna end up happening is she's gonna take more attention away from the boxing. Um, she's gonna invite comparisons to a field where she has like no experience. And she's going to create more distractions from what should be the most important to her is her boxing career. And she's just going to give people even more reason to talk and laugh at her. Because I'm telling you, Remy wouldn't have to say nothing. She could just beatbox on the microphone and Claressa loses. I mean, she can just sneeze on the microphone. You know what I'm saying? She fuck around, just fart on the microphone. The crowd will go crazy. And Claressa be there looking crazy like she got peanut butter in her mouth. So again, Claressa, and for the Claressa fans, if y'all really want her to focus on long-term goals, y'all got to think about the risk that y'all are talking about her taking. And the thing is, let's forget Remy for a second. Against anyone, Claressa shouldn't be out here rap battling with anybody. Just have fun with it in the booth like you're doing. Where nobody takes you serious. You just have your fun, put out your music, and let people just sit back. Oh, she drops something again. Then it dies out. No harm, no foul. But do not come out here giving fans different things to talk about. Because a crossover like this would create a lasting conversation because now you're blending two fan bases. And I already said, Claressa, in my opinion, we already know about her as a fighter. We give her all the respect in the world, but she's kind of pissed off the boxing world by being so disrespectful to, you know, retired athletes, to present athletes. And she pissed off the hip hop world just with her whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in hip hop loves Remy. I don't even follow that shit like that, but the little bit that I'm seeing, everybody, they're like, yo, there's something different about her. But I'm telling you right now, this whole thing, she just can't win. She can't win. Even if Claressa could rap really good, if she was really, really good, a talented lyricist, she loses. Like, sometimes it's just somebody's moment. I had those times where it was just my moment. It was just my time. And I had people looking and being like, even the haters eventually start saying, yeah, it's your time. You just got it. I was winning, man, winning big. And for right now, Remy just has her time. It's her moment. There's not, I think even if she fought Claressa, I mean, even if they had a boxing match, no matter what happened, Remy would still come out as the winner. Even if Claressa was the better fighter, whatever, Remy still end up being the winner because she got the people. You know what I'm saying? She got the people, man. And once you got the people behind you and rallying behind you, you can't lose. But this thing about rap battle, what we gonna do? Debate lyricism between the two of them? Come on now. But if there was some kind of buzz going, you better believe sport media and entertainment media would both cover that shit. Cause it's just when I heard it, I'm like, what? I thought that shit was serious for a minute. I'm like, I know Remy wouldn't do this shit. Then they were like, oh man, you don't know. I was like, nah, she ain't doing that. They're like, well, Claressa may drop her album. I was like, what album? You see, I don't be on the internet like that. So when people start saying this shit, I'm like, where y'all getting this from? But then I do know that Claressa, sounds like she has to do music with that deal with Win Records. But I'm like, boy, I know if I was them, I would try my best to just disassociate anything as far as Claressa and I wouldn't want Claressa trying to have her name mentioned alongside Remy with anything because she loses. You know what I'm saying? And the kind of attention, the negative attention she's gonna get is gonna last well beyond her dropping an album. It'll be 15 years from now, they'll still be talking about. Remember when that female boxer, what was her name? Oh yeah, Claressa Shields. Yeah, she called herself the GWOAT. Didn't she do some music shit and she released an album? Then everybody made, everybody clowned her. Like they talk about that. People still talk about Floyd Mayweather talking about one and two to two. I don't know what he was rapping about. And he's in the pool. You remember that shit? Filthy Rich Records. Taylor Hoyer singing. I think he got a Latin Grammy and shit. But for Claressa, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Because public criticism can affect everyone differently. And for some competitors, it can become motivation. It fuels preparation. It can sharpen focus. I just think right now for Big GWOAT, man, anything coming her way as far as criticism, it becomes a distraction. I do think she got some confidence about it when it comes to fighting, but I think the more public criticism creates self doubt and it pulls attention from her primary career, which is all I think she should be focused on. You know what I'm saying? Just leave that shit alone. But only she knows how she truly processes criticism, how she processes success. But it seems to me like, especially over the last year, she's had way more criticism than she's had success. She's had way more losses than she's had wins just because of the negativity surrounding her. So the bottom line is this is just a hypothetical conversation. And I just think someone like Claressa Shields, stick to what made you great. You want to explore new creative outlets? Cool. Not rapping, not dropping an album, and definitely not trying to go verse for verse with no damn Remy. Just leave it alone. I understand the outfits. I understand the hairstyle. I understand you watch her fashion and you want to copy that from the makeup, hairstyle, everything. I understand. I get it. But let it, even the women say that's scary. For me, I really don't have an opinion, but I do notice there's some shocking similarities and shit with the hairstyle and the outfits. But my thing is just leave it there. Because it's just not gonna end well, and it's just gonna give people more stuff to talk about. Plus, Remy would never do it. But hypothetically, hey, I'll say this: there's not one right answer here. Some athletes, have expanded into music, acting, business, but others decide their greatest legacy comes from remaining focused on their primary craft. Claressa, do what you want, but I think focus on the primary craft. You know what I'm saying? Because if a crossover event like this ever happened, the biggest winner might not be either competitor; it'll be the audience. But I tell you this right now, um, it's going to spark enormous conversation, and I think for Claressa Shields, it would just be a huge, hugely embarrassing moment. Just leave. Just stop. And these people who's talking this shit, I pray there's no truth to Claressa dropping an album and possibly mentioning anything about Remy on it. Like she just needs to just leave that alone. Stop. Because it's just what it'd be called, the battle of the clones. And Remy wouldn't even know she was walking into that kind of battle. She just there chilling. She doesn't want any problems. She don't want no attention on her. She just want to be up and away doing her thing. But hey, unfortunately, man, she's attached to Papoose. He's attached to Claressa, and she just kind of got this weird triad going on, where she wants nothing to do, but she's in the mix. So people gonna mention the name, man. But I like what Remy's doing, man. She ain't focused on nothing negative, the bullshit. She's focused on her life, her child, and being up and away. And for Claressa, you should be focused on those things too. But don't drop no album and try to compete with Remy with no damn rapping. Just stop. Just like Claressa talking about out here. Pap will fight 50 Cent, and if 50 have a friend and he would know, we all know, like, just stop. That's why the women, I listen to the women every night. They don't like Claressa Shields, man. And I sit there and they know I try to be fair. And I must keep being that way. But I understand. I understand, boy. Because that shit is crazy. Anyway, y'all keep cool. But I'm just trying to imagine Claressa Shields get on stage. She get the mic. And she just start off with the man, please. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll pay for that shit, you know what I mean? I'll buy the pay-per-view for that shit. But that would never happen. Remy would never do that shit. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.